And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Plans to preserve an infamous murderer's East Texas jail cell now faces opposition. Family members of Suzanne Harrison are against creating a memorial out of the Upshur County Jail cell where executed murderer Jerry Animal McFadden was once housed. Harrison and two other people were killed by McFadden back in 1986. KLTV7's Jamie Boyum has the follow-up.
Dan Spence is married to Suzanne Harrison's cousin, and the family has agreed to let him speak for them. He says Harrison's family is upset that they weren't contacted about a proposed memorial where Jerry McFadden was once held.
On behalf of her mother, her brother Craig, her uncle Thomas, which is still with us, we're just all appalled and just in disbelief that they would, try to connect something that was so heinous that happened to these students, these kids that had their whole lives ahead of them, to the preservation of a jail cell where a heinous murderer sat.
He says even if the cell is kept intact, as is now planned, they'd like Suzanne's name
completely disassociated with any type of preservation of a jail cell or anything in association with the name McFadden.
Spence says it's been a long time, but the family is still living with the memory of what happened to Suzanne.
We don't want it to be tainted in a connection with, him.
Dan says he was 8 years old when the murders happened, and his dad was part of the search when McFadden escaped his cell in 1987. McFadden was tried, convicted, and executed for the murders. Dan says Suzanne was a cheerleader at what was then Hawkins High School and a National Honor Society student.
Everybody loved her. Just beautiful, sweet, kind, went to church every day it was open.
And when they heard about keeping McFadden's cell as a memorial,
we just want Suzanne to be remembered by her wonderful presence here on earth, and don't want Suzanne to be remembered as a connection with a jail cell.
Jamie Boyum, KLTV 7 News.
Upshur County Judge Todd Tefteller says the cell in question has been marked to be saved at this point while the rest of the jail is being torn out, but no proposals have been made as to what will happen with the cell. Judge Tefteller also says the family is on the agenda to speak on this matter at Friday's County Commissioners Court meeting.